place. My people have thrived more in this place than any other place on earth.
Come on, come on.
And it is our birthright. It is our birthright to have a piece of this place.
That's right.
All those folks out there that are teaching our children that Thomas Jefferson and George Washington were slave owners and thereby bigots and unworthy of honor. Those that are trying to teach folks that we should tear down Confederate monuments because they spell out bigotry. Those that are moving on and saying that we shouldn't honor our veterans because they've gone across the ocean and killed little brown people. All of those folks are doing that for one reason. Because they know that if freedom reigns, if liberty reigns in the minds of the people of this nation, they cannot be tyrants.
That's right. Yeah.
They cannot be tyrants where liberty reigns. But folks, we got some work to do in that area. You see, we got some idiots out there that are trying to call this place a democracy.
No way.
Folks, this is a constitutional republic.
Thank you.
This is not a democracy. In a democracy, the mob rules.
Come on.
But in a constitutional republic, it is the people who rule.
Yeah.
But again, we have some work to do. The major tenet of a republic, specifically a constitutional republic, is this. It is not liberty. It is not freedom. It is not our rights. The major tenet of a constitutional republic is responsibility.
Come on. Yeah.
Because where there is no responsibility, there will be no freedom. And that's in anything that we do. If you're not financially responsible, you won't have any money for long. If you leave this place and refuse to be legally responsible, you won't have your physical freedom for long.
Yes.
The freedoms that we have in this republic come expressly from our responsibility. We have a responsibility to be politically active, folks. I'm looking around here at this crowd right now, and that's what I see. I see when I look out at this crowd, I just don't see a crowd of people who just came out here to cheer and jump up and down. You guys are here because you're aware and you're active and you're being responsible to stand up for this republic and the tenets that it stands for. Now let's get a little bit more specific with this thing. Not Pacific, that's an ocean. There's a Nazi in the house?
Yes.
Let's get specific with this thing. I'm gonna say something else that's gonna make the left furious. Because I'm gonna speak directly to my own. And yes, I have an own. You see, my own came over in ships, in the belly of the ship. We didn't get to ride on the top deck. At that point, we weren't self-determining. We were locked in chains. We were put into the belly of ships. We spent that long, miserable trip called the Middle Passage. We came to this land in bondage. And there were many folks that traveled those trips, some 12 million. Some 12 million folks in 400 years traveled across the ocean to come here for the purposes of being slaves. You know, our leftist friends would tell us we should be ashamed of that. But I'm going to stand right here on this stage and tell you, I'm not ashamed of that. Because if there's ever been a story of victory in this world, it's the story of black folks in this country.
Right now.
Of people who not only survived slavery, we not only survived slavery, we thrived after it.
Yes.
We reached from the slave shack to the White House in this nation in less than 200 years. Show me another nation on earth that can claim such. We are a strong and powerful people. We are a strong and powerful people. But to hear some folks tell it, we're too stupid to make our way down to get a free ID to protect our vote.
Come on now, yeah.
We're too stupid to know which bathroom to use. We're too stupid to know that the child in that woman's belly is a blessing from God and not a burden from the devil. So to my people, I'm saying this, and I'm talking directly to you. It is time in this nation for you to get up off of your knees and claim your rightful place as masters in your homes, in your mirrors, in your communities, in your states, and in this nation. The folks who traveled that middle passage and took those stripes and bled their blood and gave their lives for you didn't do it so you could walk down the street with your pants hanging off your behind.
Thank you. Come on now.
Caring what day it is. Allowing your children to come up like weeds. Those folks died for you so you could be kings and queens in this place and accept your rightful place as heads of your families. Folks, it's time. It is time for black folks in this nation to make a mass exodus from the left that is trying to destroy us. The only thing they want you to do, after making that long journey from the belly of those ships to those cotton fields and then through Jim Crow, they want you to turn around and go right back into bondage.
Come on.
But folks, we cannot do that. No. You see, because God gave us a promised land. And he put us in it. And the only thing that we have to do is obey him, believe him, and we can walk into it. And it is time for us to do it. The days of excuses are over.
Come on.
You see, because what the left wants you to be is a victim.
Yeah.
That's what they sell you. They sell you victimization. They sell you police brutality. They tell you you can't do anything but earn minimum wage. They tell you the whole world is against you. See, what we want to do is tell you the exact opposite. You're not a victim, you're a victim.
Yes.
And you're already a victim. You're already a victim because somebody has already won the victory for you. Somebody has already broken their heel and cracked their leg, busting down the door of oppression so that you could walk through it. The problem is too many of us have become too lazy and complacent and indifferent to simply take that step through that threshold. Folks, that's got to change. We got to start preaching a gospel of victory over victimization. We've got to start telling our folks that you don't have to earn minimum wage. As a matter of fact, you should never turn your head towards minimum wage. You should always have your head turned away from it. You should be maximizing your potential, not worrying about somebody throwing you money at the bottom.
There you go.
And black men about to say something else that those folks on the left don't like. Black men,
Preach
it's time for you to get off the streets and go home.
Yes.
I ain't gonna miss my words when I say it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing young black men dodge their responsibilities as husbands and fathers and leaders in their communities and heads of their household. And yeah, I said heads of their household. You're the head because God holds you responsible for how your family, falls. It's time for us to pull up our pants, buckle them up real tight around our waist, stick out our chest, march back home, and tell that woman that had your baby, I'm back. And I'm going to take this burden off of you. Because I'm the one that's responsible for you. I'm the one that's responsible for this child. I am the one that's responsible for this household. I am the one that's responsible for this community. I am the one that's responsible for this city. And I am the one that's responsible for this state. It is time for us to take our rightful head as the kings of our homes, as God intended.
Come on now.